Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Let's Get Loud podcast. This is a solo podcast episode with A, coming to you with my tired eyes from my office in my pajamas. How is everyone doing? How are we feeling? I'm just checking in on all the women that are basically in charge of everyone's joy, magic, and happiness this holiday season. How's the burden of that going? Not even bitter over here. I'm not bitter, but I do find the holiday season quite a lot. I find there's a lot of moving parts and just juggling it all and managing it all and not just doing all the things, but for me, really ensuring that each kid really has a special holiday. I find that is a lot. It feels heavy on my shoulders right now. Anyways, I plowed through a bunch of stuff though. Got most of like 97% of my gifts are purchased, just a few little tiny things that I need to clean up. The kids and I even wrap some gifts, which I usually wait until the very end, but I'm like, absolutely not. There's going to be another round of gifts coming in from the nice people at Amazon here on Monday, but I'm pretty much finished, which feels really good. I need to get some stuff in the mail tomorrow, Monday, get some stuff in the mail Monday, and we should be cooking on gas over here. But anyways, that's not what I came here to talk to you guys about. I just wanted to, okay, wait, let's go back to that thought. You're like, oh, you're just saying things, then you're not telling me what to do. No advice. Here's my advice. During this season, make sure you're prioritizing yourself. This does not need to be a 3-hour trip to the spa. But for me, my walk is non-negotiable. So we're really prioritizing that no matter what, and taking time to reflect. So our members, the Array Weight Loss members, and I are doing the 20 and 20, which is 20. I mean, not everyone is, but I just said, hey, I'm going to do this to make sure I stay connected and I finish on Christmas Eve. And what this is just journaling. It's reflecting. There's some prompting questions that help you to reflect. It's setting your intentions for the day and taking the time to do that every day. Those are my two things. Those are my two things that for me are just non-negotiable. So sitting with my journal, reflecting on how the day went the day before, and planning out my next day are two things that are completely, oh wow, I am so sorry, are completely non-negotiable with my walk. See, what happened was we went out on Thursday night, the mom's night out, and all the moms that have been holding it all together, we all just let loose. And so this is actually Saturday, but I'm still feeling pretty sleepy from that extravaganza. Worth it though, no regrets. Okay. So let's get into what I wanted to talk about today. It has to do with going out with your girlfriends, doing all the things, but let's talk about a surplus day. I really want to take the drama out of days where you know you're going to be in a surplus. So what do I mean by that? Well, every single day. Now, when I'm explaining all of this, remember, we're not calorie counting, but we're just talking about the physics of what happens within your body. So, every single day, you finish your day 24 hours, either eating at calorie maintenance, eating in a calorie deficit, or eating in a calorie surplus. Now, so obviously a surplus means you've consumed more energy than your body needs that day. We all have surplus days. I also have planned surplus days. They're not my cheat days, but it's just days I know that I am choosing a surplus. Did you hear what I said too? Choosing. I'm not the victim of going out to dinner with my friends. I'm not the victim of a house party. I do not have to be in a surplus during those events. I could choose to arrive. Like that event, that experience does not come with a surplus. My choices come with the surplus. And so sometimes I'm purposefully choosing a surplus because I know that's what I want. That's who I want to be. That's the quality of life I want. Right? Like that concept for us is so foreign because it's always been a diet mentality, eat as little as possible. The thought of like, no, I'm going to be in a surplus today, and it's without it being dramatic is like, what? And it's not your cheat day? No, it's me living my life. So some days where I have social events or going out to dinner or whatever, I know I'll be in a surplus. I'm choosing a surplus that day. Now, most days when I'm choosing a surplus, I also am implementing strategies, tips, tools to manage my surplus. So what I mean by this is a surplus is not just like, oh, check, she's in a surplus. It's literally doing the math. Like you're sitting over the dip, crushing the dip, and your body's like plus 100, plus 200, plus 300, plus 400, right? That's what's actually happening. So I can finish my day in a surplus, but I can finish my day in a surplus of 300 or 3,000. They're both surpluses. One is going to be a lot more difficult to continue to maintain my weight or manage my weight, whether I'm on a weight loss journey or weight maintenance journey, because before I can ever get back into a deficit, I need to deal with those 3,000 surpluses, right? Your body doesn't just tick it over. It doesn't work that way. So this is really your reminder. The first thing about this podcast, before I get into some actual tips that I do to manage my surplus, is to not be so darn dramatic about your surplus and to not be the victim of your surplus. These are mindset pieces. This is how you think. You guys, how you think is going to change the way you act. How you think is going to change the way you act. And so when you stop thinking so dramatic, when you don't have that might as well mentality, all or nothing, you're going to consume less energy, and also you're going to have a stronger relationship with food. So there's no might as well mindset. And also, we're not the victims. You are not the victims of your Christmas parties. You are choosing to go, and it is a choice what you put in your body. Own it. Own it. Okay? We want to get used to being people that confidently own their choices. Whether those choices align with weight loss or not, we still own them. Okay, got it? Check. Perfect. So that's the mindset piece of managing your surplus. And then it's really rational. It's very rational. So during the day, I'm not doing anything crazy different with my food. I'm not arriving at the restaurant or the party starving. We all know how that story ends. I'm making choices, but trying to skim off the top, I like to say. So maybe instead of having 2 pieces of toast, I'll just have 1 with my breakfast, or, make sure I'm being extra vigilant, extra mindful with my portions. So maybe I measure my butter that day or my creamer, doing that extra little walk. So, I can just kind of skim a couple extra 100 calories maybe off the top during my day. Amazing. Okay. Then when I'm there, so for example, I went out to eat. So I always, when I'm out to eat, I just kind of say to myself, what's most worth it to me? So when I look at the menu ahead of time, I'm not saying what's the least amount of calories. I'm saying what's worth it to me. So choosing, and what's worth it to you is so different. It's so funny, as we just as I just shared that, I was thinking about, sometimes I don't get a main because I'm like, oh, I don't want to spend like $25 on a main, which is funny. I don't know why, but $55 on a bottle of wine, no problem. I'll take 2. Isn't that funny? But that's just me. That's what's worth it to me. It's not right or wrong. It's not good or bad. It's what's worth it to me. And that's how I choose my food too when I go out to eat. It's not like what's the least amount of calories. Absolutely not. It's like, what do I want? Now, that piece too, people often ask me, but how do you not just choose, the double poutine every time you go out to eat? They think that's what they want. But what you really want is the freedom. And when you start giving yourself the freedom to literally choose whatever you want on the menu when you go out to eat, you'll start choosing differently. And even above that, though, what you want is more than just the food you're putting in your body. So yes, I want the blah, 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 but I also want to feel comfortable in my skin. So that's what I want. So when I'm choosing what I want, it's not just about what do I want in my mouth. It's about what do I want in my life. So anyways, looked at the menu, knew for sure there was a couple appetizers I really wanted. When I go to eat, I'm really happy to not have massive portions. I love to just try a bunch of things. And I knew for sure that I wanted to have some drinks. So a way that I kind of cut some calories off, instead of having cocktails that are mixed with juice or syrup, I just went with a dirty martini, which is basically just straight alcohol. And you know, the secret is not in a dirty martini, although it might be, but the secret is not in a dirty martini to managing your surplus. What I want you guys to take away from this is that to be open to strategies, to be open to options, but you need to choose the one that's important to you. Some people are like, no, I want that mixed cocktail. I love that. That's so worth it to me. Then you go for it. Okay. Also, you can always ask for no agave, or you can ask for, like, there's always tweaks you can make, or you can not make any tweaks and really enjoy your cocktail. Like, you are the boss. So I went with no mix, no sugar. And then Jose and I actually split an appetizer. Well, we split 2 appetizers. So that was perfect. And honestly, after that, I was pretty full. Oh, I'm so sorry, everyone. I was pretty full. Now, my friends had bites. I had bites of my friends' stuff. Like, someone had tuna, someone had lobster arancini balls, someone had like Caesar salad. So I had like a few bites of everyone's, and I was just so satisfied. I wasn't stuffed. I certainly did not feel deprived. Oh, I had a few pieces of bread too. So I was satisfied. I was full. And so I chose to not eat anything else. Here's another important piece. How my choices are not that important. The feeling and my intentions behind my choices are. I left there so content, so happy, zero deprived. I chose not to have dessert, no big deal. I don't always choose that, but this time it just wasn't worth it to me. So you make sure that when you are making your choices, when you go to your holiday party, when you go out to eat, when you are at home on Christmas Day, make sure that any choices that you make to manage your surplus don't make you feeling sorry for yourself. If that's the truth, that's how you're feeling, that's not the right choice. And also just owning it and knowing that you're in control, knowing you're the boss, keeping it rational. You were not good or bad. You did not, oh, it was so good. I went to dinner, I was so good. That language is damaging. That is attaching morality to choices. Did you go out to eat? And also, were you good? Did you go to eat and just choose lettuce, but left feeling deprived? Is that your version of good? Here's my version of good. I went out and I showed up as who I wanted to be. I acted like her. I laid my head on the pillow and said I wouldn't change one thing of what I did that night. That was the perfect night. No regrets. That's what good is to me. And that's what I always strive for every single day, actually. So that just wraps up our little pep talk about managing your surplus days. There's a lot of those coming up, you guys. Don't clump them all together, one day at a time, one choice at a time. Stay connected, reflect, set intentions. Really don't let the I will start again January creep in. That is not productive. That is not helpful. That is not going to set you up for success, which is what we want to do. Okay, everyone, if you want to continue this conversation, make sure you join us on our free sneak peek group. So you can just find that on Facebook. You just Google, or not Google, search YWWL sneak peek. And we're having these conversations inside that group every single day with thousands of other women who are working towards the same goal. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Have an amazing day. And all you moms out there, I see you. I see you hustling. I see you working hard for your family, and you're appreciated.